Hi students, welcome. My name is Jameson Hinkle and I am your instructor for the course. So this is great. You have made it to Hatha Yoga and that is amazing. What are we going to do here in this class together? Well, we will work on all the benefits that yoga has to provide, which very specifically include improving your strength, balance, and flexibility. We will dive into how does our body work and get to understand it from an anatomical and biomechanical point of view. And through that insight, awareness, and understanding, we will develop a more positive outlook of ourselves and others and the world and our place in it. So there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of growth that we are going to achieve here together. And it happens through a dedicated, consistent yoga practice, showing up to the mat every time there is a new class with an open mind and an open heart, ready to experience whatever the practice may be for that day. So, how does this course work? Every class will be approximately 1 hour, and each class is going to have a theme or an intention to it. Intentions could be open to learning, peace, awareness, presence, and it will be something that we can use to help guide the day's practice. In the middle of the practice, there will be yoga postures, yoga transitions, and also some yogic techniques that include breathing, that include meditation, that include relaxation, and all of these will help to relax and remove the cessations, the fluctuations of the mind. There will also be 4 lectures within this course, and these lectures are going to supplement your learning. They will help you to understand background on various topics, and they will help you to think critically about what it is that we are practicing. All right, wow, so good. Okay, what do we need for the class? Well, we will be doing a lot of sitting, and I want this class to be open and accessible to everybody. Literally everybody, I think, has a place and is welcome to practice yoga. So sitting can be more challenging for some than others. For some of us, we don't like to sit on the ground because we sit in a chair and in an office all day, and that's okay. And for others of us, maybe there's a physical limitation that says, I cannot sit on the ground. And if that's the case, that's okay. You can still practice yoga. Everything we do, a little tangent here, there will be lots of these, I promise. Everything we do in this class will be adaptable. We'll have an option to where if it's too hard or you cannot do it, then there's something that you can do. I am here to help you feel empowered. You feel empowered from your own movement and your own decisions. And so it starts right here with, how do I sit on the ground? So there's a few methods. This one we're very familiar with. This is called a chair. Just kidding. Everybody knows what a chair is. So sitting on a chair, this is a great place to start. Now, I recommend sitting in a chair if you cannot sit on the ground, or if you went out and you went hiking in the weekend and you tripped and fell and you hurt your knee and suddenly you can't sit on the ground. Well, you can still practice yoga. There's modifications. Sitting in a chair. This is a really good one. So we can start class by sitting in a chair. If we can sit on the ground, put the chair aside. We've got a couple options. This is called a bolster. It is basically a yoga pillow. You may have pillows on your bed. Those also work. You may have cushions on your couch. Those also work. So we can sit on top of the cushion. Legs can go crisscross applesauce, however it feels good. And we can settle in right here. A note on sitting. We'll talk a lot more about it. But if your hips are higher than your knees, it's easier to sit. So if you are here and rounded, if this is your seats, and you can go ahead, go grab a cushion right now, try something. If this is you, then we can bring in more height. We can put a blanket down. This is a yoga block. I'll talk about this too here momentarily. Maybe even a block, and we can really raise our seat. Now, do you see how high I'm seated? Okay. Now that gives me lots of space to sit up nice and tall. This is great. So more to come on sitting, but when we're thinking about what do we need, some kind of a cushion. Now, you don't have to go out and spend all kinds of money and buy all these very specific yoga things right away. Please use what you have at your house. If you have a cushion, that is great. If you want to buy some yoga props, hey, by all means, that's great too. Okay, cool. So we have a chair, a cushion, maybe a blanket, and this is a very specific kind of textile yoga blankets. Any blanket will do. A block. Now this is a great tool, and I will show you why. Sometimes the ground is too far away. You think, okay, how am I supposed to touch the ground? It's too far away. Okay, let me try. At this point in my practice, the ground is no longer too far away, but for a long time it was. And when the ground is too far away, there is a block. At this point in my practice also, sometimes I've had a big weekend, I went out and I rode my bike really far, and I come home and my legs are stiff and tight and I want to open back up through movement in yoga, and I do. I use a block. Triangle pose. My flexibility likes the block because this helps me keep the integrity of the shape without trying to throw it all out of whack just to try and make it look a certain way. These poses don't have to look a certain way. It's not the look I'm going for. It's the feeling. So much more on that to come. Okay, so we've got a yoga block. A yoga mat. These can be really nice. Yoga mats range in all different shapes, sizes, thicknesses, and what I find is you do not need a very expensive mat to get going, but a yoga mat does help to practice on. So you can find them for as little as $7 at grocery outlet, all the way up to, I read an article about Louis Vuitton with a $2,400 yoga mat. Please don't go do that. That is crazy, but there's a wide range of mats that you can get. Find a mat that you like to practice on. Very simple. And what this does is it creates a resonant energy right here in the same place, whether you take it from work to home to your room to the living room. It creates a really nice space that you come back, and it helps you get into the yoga groove a little bit faster. So a yoga mat can be very nice. Last thing we've got here, this is called a yoga strap. And so, for instance, sometimes we do things where we balance and we need to grab our hand to our foot. I'll show you here. You can grab foot to big toe. This took me a long time to get. I couldn't always reach my foot. In the meantime, we can use a yoga strap. Let me find my balance here. Same posture, same thing, but I don't have to be nearly as flexible. And improving our balance, our flexibility, and strength is definitely a goal. Being the most flexible person in the room or taking this class is not a goal. I do not want us to compare ourselves to others. I want us to use others as inspiration and motivation, but really just to say, this is who I am, I love myself, and wow, look at the growth and the improvement that I have over time. So whatever your starting point is, that's okay. Oh, one more thing to mention on the block. Your chair can also be a block to help you find the ground. So if you're, the ground is really far away, maybe you're recovering from an injury, or you have scoliosis, or there's something that's limiting you from being able to bend forward, then you could fold into a chair of various lengths, or your coffee table in the living room, or whatever it is. So really, the principle that I'm trying to explain here is there's a way to modify everything so that yoga is accessible for you. If you're wondering, is yoga for me? I want to convey the answer to that question is yes. In some way, shape, or form, this practice is for you. And if you're still wondering, is he talking to me? I guarantee it is you that I'm talking to. Okay, great. So quick summary on what do we need. A yoga mat is great. Some kind of a cushion or chair for sitting. Some kind of a prop to bring the ground up when it's too far away. And also a yoga strap, optional, when we're trying to find some kind of binds. Okay, perfect. Now, a note for any expecting mothers. If you are pregnant at any point during this course, then it is advised not to fold into your belly, right? You have a little life developing inside of here, and we do not want to compress it. In fact, there are other ways that we can even modify and adjust. Prenatal yoga is an entire branch of yoga, which I am not teaching, but if you are pregnant and you're thinking, is yoga for me? The answer is still yes. And there are ways that I can help you to modify, but as a general rule, please don't fold into your belly. Please don't twist into your belly. Try and keep your belly open at all times whenever you're in the movements. And if something is, right, if I ask you to forward fold like this, you could hips back, heart up, but keep the belly nice and open. So lots of options for adjustments in our pregnancy. Perfect. Other contraindications. So if you come up really, really fast and you get dizzy and you feel like passing out, take a break, breathe slowly. It could be that you're dehydrated. Hydration is a big thing. It could be that you're just not used to this much movement, and go slowly. The pace of the class will go slow, and then it'll pick up, and then it'll peak out, and then it will come back down. Very similar to each class that we do. There's an intro, a body, and a conclusion for us academics out there. There is a ramp up to a peak, and then a fall after the peak happens. Perfect. Okay, so that is about everything that we need to get going in this course. It is very exciting that you are here joining in this journey of yoga. We have a lot of learning ahead of us. First lesson starts here. It is our basic mountain pose. So right now, I would like to share with you a way to stand. So go ahead and grab your yoga mat if you've got it already. If you don't, just go ahead and stand up wherever you are. And this is the style in which I would like to share yoga with you. It is alignment-based, based on this concept that if I can put my body in alignment, then perhaps my mind, my thoughts, my emotions, my spirit can also find that alignment for a free flow of energy, right? It's kind of like when you're all tweaked out and you go to the chiropractor and he adjusts you and he puts your body in alignment, all of a sudden you feel better. Well, it's not just your body. Deeper concepts, we'll dive into those. So this first posture is called mountain pose, or in the language of Sanskrit, the ancient yogic language, Tadasana. You'll hear me use original names and current names interchangeably. It's kind of fun. It's like, hey, we're speaking another language in this yoga thing. Okay, anyways, Tadasana, mountain pose. Toes forward. Go ahead and stand up with me, please. Toes forward. Feet are about as wide as your hips. So we call this hip width distance. This is an alignment cue. Feet are hip width distance. Perfect. Spread your toes, root down through your feet. That's another alignment cue. Arms down by your sides, palms forward. There's another alignment cue. Lift up nice and tall through your chest. There's another one. You are welcome to close your eyes. Now I'm going to take us deeper past the alignment into the experience. You are welcome to close your eyes, but if that doesn't feel comfortable, you don't have to. Don't have to do anything you don't want to. You can pick a spot on the ground right in front of you. We call this a soft focus. Pick a spot or close your eyes. See if you can breathe in and out through your nose. Gently close your lips. If there's an obstruction in your nasal passageways, mouth breathing is okay. Preferred method, nasal breathing, but not an absolute. With me, please, 3 breaths in our standing mountain pose. Deep breath in. Big sigh out, let it go. Deep breath in. Big sigh out, let it go. Deep breath in. Big sigh out, let it go. Gently blink your eyes open. Bring your hands together right in front of your heart. Perfect. And in traditional closing, we bow into each other. We say this word namaste. It has a lot of interpretations, but a really great one that I like is the light in me honors and bows to the light in you. And when I am in this light and you are in that light, there's no separation between us. We can observe one another in their own unique beauty, and we are connected in community, in life as one. All that in the word namaste. Basically, I recognize you and your beauty, and I also recognize myself and you, and we are one. Perfect. Hands together. You can bow in. Namaste. And you can say namaste back to me, even if you're in your room by yourself. It's totally cool. It's bonding in this virtual environment. I say, hi, namaste. And you can say namaste back. So with that, thank you so much. So much yoga and meditation and breathing coming our way to learn all the fun aspects of yoga within the framework of this course. So thank you again. I cannot wait to share this practice with all of you. Have a really nice day, and I'll see you in the next video where we jump into our yoga practice. Namaste.